Welcome to Creating Magic Podcast. I'm Dani.
And I'm Paula, and today we are joined by Chloe.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to
Chloe,
be
tell us a
here.
little bit about yourself. Give us your pronouns and where we can find you.
Sure. I go by she, her, hers pronouns, and I am found all over the internet where I talk mostly about fandom and fashion and making your life just more magical and really celebrating your inner child. It is the best thing ever. I love it. It brings me a lot of joy. And I also work with podcasts in social media space, so MuggleCast, Those Forking Fangirls, etc. But I absolutely love what I do, and my life is just whimsical because I get to live in this space of nerdiness and fandom pretty much all the time. So very blessed. But other than that, I'm excited to get started. My main fandoms are, God, like Harry Potter, probably Sarah J. Maas books, Fourth Wing, Lord of the Rings for sure. I've been like on a Lord of the Rings kick recently. I just can't get enough. And Disney, of course, and Taylor Swift, of course. You know, all the same things y'all are into, I'm into.
It's fun because we're in like this era where girls can be fans and of everything, and it's not like
Yes.
taboo or like something you have to like hide about yourself.
Yes. So Star Wars is girly pop now, and I love it. I love it. I feel like I used to
I
be
love that you described Star Wars as girly pop.
Well, okay, listen, we were in the trenches. Like, what? Okay, I was in the trenches for Taylor Swift, like when I was 10, defending this girl with my honor. And like, I have been my whole life defending Taylor Swift. And now everyone's like, I love Taylor Swift. She's the best. And I love that so much. I was also in the trenches for Star Wars. I loved Star Wars, and I feel like the boys were like, "No, you don't. You don't even know anything." And they would like quiz me, and I'd be like, "What are you trying to prove right now?" And now I feel like the girly
Or
pops-
you get the comment, you only like Star Wars because of Rey. She's
Oh
a
my
dumb-
God, please. No, get
The male
spicy.
voice in Star Wars is not always great.
Yes, there's definitely some fandoms where it feels pretty toxic, but I do think that the girly pops are fighting against it. And that's what I was trying to make, the point I was trying to make. Like, we are saying, no, screw that. We're going to talk about whatever we want. We're going to love whatever we want. And I felt that way about Lord of the Rings as well until I got super into it. But yeah, I love that Star Wars is girly pop.
What was your first
My
fandom?
favorite thing.
Definitely Harry Potter. For sure. I found Harry Potter like really young, and it's probably because, like a lot of people, I feel like Harry Potter is my home. It's what I go back to when I'm in the worst places in my life. And I was an only child, and like I've talked about this publicly before, but I had like a really hard childhood growing up, and some of the abuse that Harry experienced, I experienced at home. So I felt seen in Harry. I also felt like, oh, if Harry can be the savior of the wizarding world and be this amazing man, amazing character, and powerful wizard, like, why can't I achieve whatever I want to? Doesn't matter that like I've gone through this stuff because I can do amazing things too. So I think it was for sure Harry Potter, and that just started me on my like reading. So I definitely was a book girly first, and then became a Twilight girly soon after.
Don't mention Twilight to Paula.
Sorry, I've
It's
never
okay.
heard of that.
You're allowed to mention it. I'm just not a fan.
You're not a fan? Well, let
I'm
me
not
tell
a
you.
fan.
This is our
Let me tell
theory
you. Okay,
of
go
why
ahead.
Paula's not a fan. Paula was the wrong generation to be a fan of Twilight.
Valid.
It could be. I'm old. I'm older. I could probably be Chloe's mom, not Dani's mom, but probably.
I don't know. You don't look like you could be my mom.
Oh,
You
well,
look
I'll
like you could
take
be
that
my like
though.
hot older sister.
Oh, okay. I'll take that though.
Mm-hmm.
But
Twilight is
it's
super
possible.
cringy. Twilight is super
No,
cringy.
I've only seen the movies. Okay, and
Okay,
recently we're talking like what, like 2 years
they're
ago, maybe.
bad.
It was
They're
like during
bad.
COVID.
Oh,
Ooh,
it was
okay.
awful.
Yeah, no,
I
they're
was
bad
like,
movies. And Bella's super unlikable. Like, that is all so valid. I do love the world that Stephanie Meyer created. And because I was so young and I was like, oh, vampires are hot, werewolves are hot. Like, I want a vampire werewolf boyfriend. And I used to bite my friends at recess and we would pretend we're vampires. Yeah, because I was in fourth grade when Breaking Dawn came out. So let me like that's the timeline for you. So I was
My
into Twilight.
my kids, my youngest, are fourth graders.
So, okay, picture this. Me at my desk. We have individual reading time, okay, which was the best time of the day. It was like it
Yes.
was like after lunch. I'm cracking open this huge book, Breaking Dawn, reading the headboard spicy scene in fourth grade, surrounded by my peers. And then at recess, I would go and bite my friends, Julia and Sydney. I remember them. They're doing well now. One lives in Paris. And we used to bite each other. And then we would try to run really fast. We would like bite each other, pretend we were vampires, and then run. So, yeah, fourth grader shouldn't read those books probably. But
Are you just imagining your
This is the
kids?
best.
yeah, my digital footprint's crazy.
Can't say I was doing that when I read Twilight, but Twilight came
I
out when I
can't
was
see
in
you biting
college.
anybody.
Still bite people. Like out of love. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
love nibble.
Yeah, like I love like if someone puts their arm out in front of me, I'm just like, hey. So maybe that is from Twilight. Huh.
It just stuck with you this whole time. You're like, be a vampire with me.
You're like, don't hang out with Chloe. She's a biter.
Now everybody's gonna know. They're gonna hear it on the podcast.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm living my truth.
She's like, I am who I am.
Yeah, yeah. You love me or you don't. And biting's a part of it.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. Biting with consent is okay.
Were you team Jacob or team Edward, Danny? And Paula, you can tell me based on looks. Based on overall vibe.
I was Team Jacob in the movie until that whole imprinting thing. That was like, oh, I'm out.
Yeah, don't think too hard about it because then you'll get upset.
I don't recall who I was team. And the reason is I'm like, I feel like it was Edward, but my friend was like, hi, Team Jacob before Team Jacob was a thing to the point. So this
I was
is
team Jacob as well. And
this
I
is how
was
old we were
standing
when we
firmly.
started reading it. We were in college and we lived there for the summer, and the books came across our curriculum lab where my friend worked, which is like this kids' library essentially. It's a children's library.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the summer, no one's on campus. We don't run summer classes at the school I went to. And so she came back to the room one night. She's like, you got to read this book that came through the curriculum lab. And she's like, the author's going to be here for the release of book 2.
Okay. New moon.
So my first 2 books are autographed. But
wow.
yes. To the person, because he doesn't do that anymore. So we drove like 45 minutes. I remember it very specifically because it was raining so hard and we were afraid the windshield wipers were going to fly
That's on
off.
theme. That's on theme for Twilight.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we were in
Okay.
Philadelphia. Like I have like very vivid memories of this situation. And we get there and they're giving us all like little tags for what group you go with. And we got separated and they're like, no, you can go together. And so we went up to the table. And this is when forums online were very popular.
Yeah.
And Stephanie Meyer used to be huge on the forums, and she's like, "Let me know your screen name." And we walk up, and my friend Amanda says, "Here's my screen name." And Stephanie Meyer doesn't like skip a beat and just goes, "You're the one that's always Team Jacob." And we just like both went,
Oh, that is so iconic. To be so aggressively Team Jacob that the author remembers your screen
and because it was
name.
before book 2 released,
Oh my God.
like it really
No one
wasn't
knew.
like,
No one knew.
no one
Maybe
knew.
she does end up with Jacob. Okay, here's my take. She should have ended up with Jacob. Okay. Much healthier choice. They're both weird. She shouldn't date anyone supernatural. She's a human. Like, please go date, what's his name? The blonde that's like awkward. God, what's his
Yeah,
name?
no, that's not.
I don't remember. But like, whatever. Like, stop it. Stop
just very
batting out of your
brilliant.
league
Yeah,
names.
like
No, but Jacob, healthier choice. You could like, he's furry. That's cute. You can like cuddle with him. You can ride him in a way that's like not like awkward and like you're like piggybacking on a vampire. Like imagine like just sitting on a big old wolf. Like that sounds nice. And he's warm. Edward is freezing cold. And as
and
someone who runs
Bella's
cold,
always cold.
yeah, I'm like, what the do you do you want to make out with like stone, like hard marble? No. Anyways, I would have picked, honestly, truthfully, if we're being for real, Charlie Swan. He's the real MVP. He's hot, period. That mustache, amazing. And he's like the least toxic person
And he
in that
bought her an
entire
amazing
book.
truck. I remember reading the book going,
Oh,
I want
so
that truck.
sweet. So sweet. He like is so happy that his daughter's there. She's trying to be a good dad, and she's like, "No, dad, I want to go be with my hot vampire boyfriend that could at any point kill me."
Watches me while I sleep.
Yeah, that one's a little weird. It's a little weird.
Creepy.
We thought it was the height of like romance too. We were like, "Oh my God, I just
Boy,
want
were we
Edward so
wrong.
bad." Yeah, I was like 11, and I was like, "That's romance." Probably why I had toxic boyfriends in high school. What can you do?
This is not related to Twilight, but wait a minute. In Throne of Glass,
Yes.
who's your favorite male main character? No.
Not the man. Okay, well, because like I would die for Aelin. I would die for Aelin. She's everything.
Okay.
I already talked to my current boyfriend, and we're gonna name if we have a daughter, her Aelin. I'm not even
Okay.
shitting with you. I'm like gonna give you know how like millennials grow up and name their kids after Harry Potter characters? I'm gonna do
Yeah.
that with Throne of Glass. Like that's
Fine.
my
Alright.
vibe.
Okay, I could
There's
see
some good
Aelin,
names
but
in
who's
there.
I want to know who your male. I just
Ah.
finished Throne of Glass in December. So
Oh my God, did it change your life forever? Because it changed my
did
life forever.
change my life. It's still like
Oh.
because I know the Throne of Glass girlies are a little bit.
I'll be chill. I'll be cool. I'll be cool.
For me, ACOTAR was like it was almost like Harry Potter-esque, right? Like
Mhm.
it kind of like it would I would say my love of reading came from ACOTAR. Like I
Yeah.
haven't stopped since then. I'm just like
I love that.
I've read every day for 430 days.
Oh my
She
God,
told us.
go off, queen.
She told us 3 days before she hit her 1 year streak, she said, if I die, one of you like you could be sad, but you better get my Kindle and hit my 1 year streak.
That is the commitment is amazing. And
Listen,
I am so
listen.
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm proud of me too. It's like the thing I've done the longest.
Reading.
Reading, yeah. And I wasn't a reader. I mean,
Okay.
No.
Danny
Okay.
knows.
We have
I was
episodes
not.
where I would like mention a book and she goes, I don't read.
I don't read.
Oh my God. So you're like
So it's been like a complete
you're a new baby
Uh,
reader.
I'm a new baby reader. I just learned how to
Wait,
read.
I'm even more proud of you. My heart just like grew 12 sizes like the Grinch.
Like
I
the
love
Grinch.
that so much.
So I did love Throne of Glass.
Mm-hmm.
But ACOTAR is like
ACOTAR still has your heart.
yeah.
I am going to keep my mouth shut about that opinion, but I love it for you. And it makes me
No, you
happy.
tell us
that-
your opinion. I won't.
She's
No, I
also
do.
fine.
preference. She has not finished Crescent City. We are in the middle of it right now.
Yes,
Just
I'm
in case
not-
that
yeah,
comes up.
I just
No,
started.
sorry. Okay, no Crescent City spoilers.
We finished book 1, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're done with
Yeah.
book 1.
Okay.
We can do up to there.
The slowest
like-
burn of slowest burns. Jesus.
It's a hard one to read after reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, in my opinion. It's like someone explained it to me like going from like this delicious 5-course like Michelin star meal to like junk food. Both are really delicious and both are really yummy, and you want them at different times, but it's a different caliber of read, and I really do agree with that. Throne of Glass, for me, similar to what you said about ACOTAR, Throne of Glass made it to Harry Potter for me. Like I had never had a series that reached the level of Harry Potter in the sense of like, this feels like I'm reading something that's changing me. I'm reading something that's like formative in who I am as a person. Throne of Glass felt that way for me, for like just like Harry Potter did. I felt like the characters taught me so much, and it's what I am going back to now on top of Harry Potter. I used to only reach for Harry Potter when I like wanted to reread or when I was sad, and now I'm also reaching for Throne of Glass. So it has reached that caliber for me, but I really just think like Sarah J. Maas is incredible at world building and storytelling, and it's so delicious, and she makes you fall in love with these characters that sometimes you start off hating, and it's just so wonderful to be a part of her world building. So like any of her books, truthfully, and I love ACOTAR as well, don't get me wrong, but I just Oh, go
Oh,
ahead.
continue.
I just like the characters, I think, more in Throne of Glass.
How do you feel about, because Paula has strong reactions, Fleetfoot?
Hmm. I love Fleetfoot. What's wrong
I
with
think it's like the
Fleetfoot?
worst name for a dog.
Fleetfoot, I think that,
It's awful.
yeah, it's not the best name. That's valid. That's valid. Love Fleetfoot, maybe don't love the name. I
Yeah.
see where you're coming from.
I teased her the whole time when I was getting a puppy. I'm like, I'm naming him Fleetfoot.
I was like, don't do that.
I do think it's cute because it's cute that you're naming your dog after a dog and
He's not named after that. His name's Artie. But
oh cute,
but
Artie.
honestly, for how fast that freaking dog can run, he could be
Maybe he is
Fleetfoot.
Fleetfoot. Yeah.
Maybe.
I do
6
think
months
that like
old and
I do think it's kind of basic. Ooh, maybe hopefully none of you have named your dogs. Yes, I do think it's kind of basic when people hit me with, "Oh, my dog's named Sirius or Padfoot." I'm like, you couldn't have come up with a better one.
my mom wanted a human name.
Okay.
I wanted
Which
a
I kind of
not
like.
yeah, and I didn't want a Harry Potter name. Although he ended up being Arthur, which was like pure accident. But I had just finished reading Ready Player One, which is one of my favorite books. And they
Yeah.
have Artemis and they call her Artie.
Oh,
So even
cute.
though
I like
Artie is a
that.
boy dog, he is Artie, but Arthur when he's in trouble and he knows it.
Ooh.
We just
Ooh,
go,
ooh,
Arthur.
ooh.
And he goes,
Do you say it in the Molly Weasley voice? That would
not
be fun.
usually, but
Not usually.
he was not meant to be any characters in Harry Potter. But that's when I put like a name because we were like making a list before we picked him up. Everyone was like, Lupin,
Yeah.
Sirius.
Lupin, I think, is like a little more creative than Sirius, but I also like need you to have like a wolf type of dog if you're gonna do
He
Lupin.
looks like a teddy bear.
He looks like a teddy bear. Okay.
He
Oh,
looks
well,
like a
Teddy's cute.
he
Teddy's
looks like a stuffed animal to the point. So I live in a golf cart community.
love.
And he sits in the basket on the back of the golf cart. And people, because he'll just sit there and he's very happy, so he doesn't move a lot. And they'll think he's the cover that goes on like a golf club.
Oh my
Like we've
God.
had
He's like
I
so
need a
floofy.
picture. I need a picture of this very
multiple people that would
badly.
be like, I thought he was on a golf club. We didn't realize he was you.
That's crazy. I need pics of Artie immediately. Well, maybe not immediately, but send me after the show. I love The Secret Life of Pets, which is like a very weird, like I beyond my time children's movie. But every time I see a really cute dog or really cute cat or really cute pet, now I'm like, what do they do? I'm like,
What do they do all day?
yeah, what is their mischievous adventures that
What
they're
is
getting up
going through
to?
your head? Like,
Yeah, yeah, fun. I live with a cat named Honey. My roommate has a little gorgeous black cat, which makes me feel like
Oh,
a witch. I love it. And
yes.
I was wearing my Slytherin uniforms the other day, and Honey came up and rubbed against my leg, and I was like, "Oh my God, does she know? She knows I'm a witch."
have
Um,
you and why haven't you incorporated honey into your content?
Yeah, seriously.
because I am allergic to honey, so I have to. I will break out in hives, but maybe I'll do it for the bit. We'll see. That would look really fire with this. Like I agree with the Slytherin uniform, little posing with a black
I
cat.
always enjoy your content, and then I enjoy your content even more when like my friends pop up in your content, and I didn't realize you guys know each other.
Yeah, it's so fun. All my friends do content at this point as well,
Mm.
which is so nice. Makes life a lot easier. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad I enjoy y'all's content. It just makes me happy. I feel like I'm living in a fantasy fandom world all the time,
We
mostly
have
because I
we have
choose
to
to do
plan
that.
somethll for Enchanticon. Like
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Well,
we
okay,
need
we're
to find the
definitely doing
content
Percy
idea.
Jackson
Percy Jackson
Arch
for sure.
video. This makes me really want to do like a full-fledged Annabeth cosplay, or at least
Do
bring it to
it.
change into.
Like
I
the
know, I'm
perfect
like,
timing, because I
wait,
bet
are you keeping your cosplay secret? Are you guys gonna tell? Do you have
I don't have
hints,
anything yet,
teasers?
so
You don't have anything yet? Have you
I
do
might
you have
bring the fat
ideas?
lady because I've only worn it once.
and she does a
So,
really
Okay.
good
and I
fat
already
lady.
have
She's
it.
very good pulled
Is
together.
Courage?
It's gorge, of
Mm.
course.
Of
We've
course,
talked
the
about
fat lady
planning.
is gorge. She's gorgeous. That dress she wears with the curls. Oh, she's
Yeah,
a
Paula pulled
baddie.
that one off really well, and it was at like a smaller con that didn't necessarily have a lot of cosplaying.
Yeah.
Let's get you more content,
So
baby. Yeah, I feel like that one also, like, I don't think I see the fat lady a lot. Like, I feel like it's like a little niche, a little different. I like it.
we've talked about doing like a Wicked group because then it can also
That's so
overlap because the movie's
cute.
coming out. And then here's my other theory.
True.
I think because we're already starting to see stuff for Percy Jackson season two. Season
Mm-hmm.
one dropped right around August, September.
So
You
you
would
think
be
season two
you
is
would be
gonna
right
drop?
on time for season two.
Okay, okay. I think I'm gonna bring more than three cosplays, truthfully. I think I'll probably bring four or
You can have like
five.
outfit changes midday.
Yeah, what about it, Paula?
I love it. I
What
love it.
about it?
If the hotel is connected to the convention center, do
You're
it.
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Well, and then you have the
Yes,
ball. You can
they're
wear something
putting
completely different to the
right,
ball.
exactly. I'm staying wherever they're putting me, truthfully. I think it is in the same hotel, so
It
whatever.
usually is because you're right there.
You're like, I'm staying wherever they put me.
Well, they're like they're putting me up, so I'm like wherever
Yeah.
I go, I go. But I
Yeah.
think it'll be in the same hotel, which will be super convenient and nice. We can go touch up, change, outfit change. But yeah, for the ball too, I'm so excited. I don't know what character to do. I really wanted to do fairy godmother, but I think everyone and their mom is going to do fairy godmother,
Yeah.
so I don't want to do fairy
Yeah.
godmother.
We we need to like watch it and pick like the random background
The-
characters.
Yes.
that would be good. That would be good. I was thinking like doing a sexy Lord Farquaad.
Do it.
Do it.
Or like one of the is like an object or being the book.
The
Oh, the
onion
book.
carriage.
The onion carriage, that'd be so funny.
That actually be Bailey would do the onion carriage.
She would.
Magic
I
One
need,
Blonde, she would do the onion carriage.
yes, she's so
She did cake last
cute.
time, so
Yeah, oh my God, that's slayed. That absolutely slayed. I definitely want to do at least like one Potter look, probably to honor where it all began for me. And I truthfully have not done like a true to form Luna, so I might do that. Um, that could be fun.
I've always been like I should do Hermione because it'd be so easy, and then
You
I've never done it.
should. You should. That'd be
Do
so
it.
fun. You could like do one of her like more like obscure looks too. Go a little crazy.
I really need to start considering this, especially with Joanne's closing.
Oh, true. That's so true. Oh my God, tragic.
And I have,
Tragic.
yeah, I have my tried and true Hobbit. Like it's comfortable. I love wearing it.
You guys, I did a Hobbit themed photo shoot, but make it pink a couple days ago, and it
Ooh.
slayed down. I'm so
can't wait.
excited to show you guys. I literally was like, what if I did Hobbit core but make it pink? And that's what I did. Wait, here, I'll show
I
you.
love it.
If it'll load. Yeah, wait here. Oh,
Oh, how
Love it.
cute. I love pink. So
pro pink, always,
Barbie
always.
girl.
My entire room is pink. I don't know if you could tell from the
Yes.
little corner. I also have my Barbies, like my collectibles still in box 2003, 2002, 2001 Barbie.
Wow.
Yes, they're my prized possessions.
What was
See,
your
I think that's
first
what's
ever
cool like
cosplay?
now is that like when I was younger, right, you had to like grow up and get rid of all your stuff. And I think that
Mhm.
that's like what the most attractive thing of like being part of a fandom is still being able to like collect these kid things,
Yeah, that's
like
so beautiful.
it's like I don't know, I love that part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like looking
I
at my
think
desk, this wasn't always acceptable. I mean, I've been playing with like Ahsoka Legos. I have stacks of
oh
Lorcana
my God, I
cards.
love it. Yeah, I saw that you're looking into Lorcana. Do you play Magic? So you're
I've
looking to
never
like,
played
okay.
any trading card game because I've just never had the people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Lorcana tends to be more of a two-person game. You can play up to
Yeah.
four. So a few of us were like, well, let's learn online because it's something we could do online, like over
Yeah.
Zoom. So a
That's
few of us
so
have wanted to
fun.
learn. So this is the first time I found like people that are really ready to like learn at the same time as me, rather than me being like the person that
Being
drags
the
everyone
new
down.
person,
which I
or
think
yeah.
is is good, right? Because then you're like kind of at the same level. You don't feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing.
I hate feeling like
Yeah.
I'm the person that's slowing down something.
Yes.
So
I
it's
get
fun
that.
that we're
kind
all
of why
doing
I
it
haven't
together.
The
played
newbie.
D&D.
Oh, really?
That I feel
I
like I would slow the game down and it makes me nervous.
I was the same way before I started D&D and I was terrified. I think the key is just like getting a DM that makes you feel super comfortable
We
and
have
like
one.
you have one.
We just
Okay.
haven't set up. We have a friend who has agreed to run us a session to teach us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be so fun, y'all. You absolutely should. I love D&D.
So we're doing it virtually.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, that's how most people do it nowadays because it's so impossible to get a group in person together to do anything.
yeah.
So, but yeah, D&D is fabulous. And honestly, it's the best way to learn is by doing. And like you can watch as many YouTube tutorials as you want, but like once you spend 20 minutes doing it, you like start catching on really quickly. And given your personality, Paul, like you will kill it. You'll be so good at D&D.
Oh, thanks.
You will. You're so charming and like you're really quick on your feet. And I mean, I know your content, like you're funny as R2D2 sounds or whatever you're gonna put.
Like this one of those things, like I feel like at a point it wasn't like there it used to be like girls weren't able to play D&D and
True.
it'd be accepted too. Like
D&D is girly pop now. Everything's girly pop,
Everything's girly
baby.
pop now.
But listen, I honestly think post Barbie summer, everything is girly pop, like at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Or it's at least more acceptably girly pop. And I love that. And I think to your point about like being a little scared to be the new person, being a little scared to like be you would never drag anyone down, Dani. I'm just going to put that out there. Period. Never. But like to be the first person there or the beginner in a group is scary. And that's even like joining fandoms. I was so scared to join the Lord of the Ring fandom because I was
the
like,
knowledge base.
the knowledge is crazy. Like they're the Cimmerillion and the Hobbit, like the appendices, there's so much. And it's so
Our
overwhelming.
our friend
And I
that's
feel
gonna DM is literally like the book. He will tell you the history and be like, "Oh, this is the breakdown of this," and we're just
can I
like,
go to a lecture by him or something? So
honestly, he needs to give one. Like I
yeah.
learned so much watching The Rings of Power from him because he's like, "Oh, this is how this and that," and we're like,
Yeah, it is cool. So now I'm like I have the book, I've read the book and I've watched all the movies a billion times, obviously. I have watched Rings of Power. And now I'm like starting to get into like the deep history of Tolkien and all that. And it's a lot, but I'm excited. I actually at EnchantaCon, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a like intro to Lord of the Rings 101, which is so
"Oh, I
crazy
will be there."
Cool.
a year ago I would have never felt comfortable like doing that, but now I'm like, wait a minute, like Lord of the Rings is for the girly pops. So let's
I
do a
just watched Lord of the
101.
Rings for the first time last year
Did
in
it change your
January.
life?
Share how you
You wanna,
experienced your first Lord of the Rings movie.
I saw it in concert. Yeah.
Shut
No,
up.
listen, you want to know
I'm
what happened
so
to me?
jealous. Get out of here.
Wait. So we're watching the whole movie, right?
hmm
When the credits are running, I see Orlando Bloom. I was like, oh my God. I realized who Orlando because I saw him and I was like, I know this
No,
guy's face.
him as a blonde is crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I
It's
know this guy.
crazy.
I was like, I've seen this guy, but I couldn't like, and I'm
Like that's Will
obviously in concert. If
Turner.
I was at home, I would have Googled it immediately.
Yeah,
But
right.
you can't do that in that type of
The
setting.
There was
men.
something else you had said like in the beginning of the movie, and I couldn't remember what it was.
I'm so angry that was, I mean, like, I'm happy for you, like, and jealous for me, and angry that I have yet to
But I
experience
did tell
it.
people afterwards, I don't recommend it as your first time
No, because,
because since I didn't know what was going to happen, I was constantly like struggling with like, oh, I'm enjoying the music, but I really want to see what's going on. When you
yeah,
already know, like, I've said this 1,000 times, my favorite Harry Potter experience is Harry Potter in concert
it's so good. It's,
is the best. Like, I feel like if you're a Harry Potter fan, it's the best experience. To me, it's
it
worth all
totally
the money.
is 100%.
But but that is different, right? Because I've seen the movies hundreds of times. So I'm like, I know what's going to happen already, so I don't have to,
You
I don't
don't
know,
have to
like
be
really
zoned
pay
in.
attention, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
Yeah.
debated a lot if she should watch the movie first before in concert.
Yeah.
I
And
think it's
my
cool to
official,
say
yeah,
that
it
it
is
was.
cool. Every time I tell somebody that, they're like, oh my God, what?
Yeah. Well, just like, but have you gone back and watched since?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Okay. Well, then
And
that's
yeah,
what matters.
yeah.
Then you got all of it. Yeah.
And then
The
she saw
men
the
and the
second
hat.
one in concert, and then the third one comes this year.
Yeah.
No
I haven't seen the
way.
third one yet at
Oh,
all.
so you're gonna wait again?
No, I watched because even the second one I watched it before I saw it in concert because I was like I didn't want the same thing to happen to me again. But yeah.
Are you a Lord of the Rings girly pop, Danny?
Oh,
Oh
Danny is
yeah.
a
Which one is your
All these
favorite?
photos here. I don't know if you've heard of Sid Sketch.
Mm-mm.
She's an artist. She's been at a few Leaky Cons and some other things.
I
These are
bet
all
I
her
know
Hobbit
her
photos.
art. I bet I know
Yeah,
her art.
you probably know her art. These are all her Hobbit collections here. There's a Hobbit shelf, Hobbit wreath right behind me, and
Oh
all
my
my
God.
adult beautiful covers of Lord of the Rings right here.
Love.
These are my
Oh my God.
multi-fandom shelves. They just don't have the lights on right now.
The lights look like lightsabers, are they?
That they're actually right here. These things that are going across are all my lightsabers, but the lights are not lightsabers. They're actual lights that I can change color. And the Star Wars podcast I do, we do all video, so I
Yeah.
change the color with each video.
With each video. Okay. Sometimes you're a Sith, sometimes
Yeah,
you're a
we're doing
Jedi.
a chronological rewatch of all of the Star Wars universe.
The Star Wars universe. Wow.
yeah, it's
That's
intense.
hefty. That's hefty as
Mhm.
heck.
We took a break and we're in Andor for season 2 of Andor to come out, and then we approached the Clone Wars.
Oh my God, the best. The Clone Wars, I think, is the best
It's
piece
just
of
a lot.
Star
It's
Wars
overwhelming
universe.
when you're doing a
Yeah.
podcast and you look at all the episodes.
Yes, definitely. But never ending like content planning, right? Like
Yeah,
you
we have
already
like
know what
5 years
you're
of
talking
content.
about. Yeah,
5 years of content
exactly.
easily.
There you go. There you go. That's amazing. Okay, so are you Two Towers, Return of the King, or Fellowship as your favorite?
I love Fellowship, and I think I just love the whimsy of it because we're not like in
Yeah, it
like
is so whimsy.
I know
War.
the other ones are like meteor and I enjoy them,
Yeah.
but I just love the like being introduced into the Shire and like just that little like and I've read The
Yeah.
Hobbit. They're just very different books. I have a whole TED talk on that situation in the movies.
Send me the TED Talk or send it to me via voice memo. I want to hear it. Badly. Badly,
I
I'd
have a
like
lot
to.
of opinions. I enjoy the Hobbit movies for what they are. But The Hobbit was
Yeah,
written
the
as a
book. Yeah.
children's fairy tale. It's supposed to be very whimsical. It is not what the movies are. They made the movies to try to be like Lord of the Rings,
The
which is
rings,
more of an
yeah.
epic, and that's not what they are, and it really bothers me, but I still watch them all.
Yeah, no, I it bothers me too, and go off, absolutely. I did see The Hobbit like all three in theaters as they came out. I remember that distinctly as part of like my being a teenager. But I agree with you. I love the whimsy of Fellowship, but I think Return of the King is my favorite movie, probably.
I need to
But
do
I
a
just
rewatch of all of them, is what I need. Like
You
someone
watched the
posted about like what your
extended. Oh,
favorite
you
Star Wars
didn't.
movie is, and I'm like, I wonder what it is now.
Oh, true. It changes. I think it
Well, I
does
kind of go
change
like
based on
I've
the
always loved
season.
Fellowship, and I always just like like when people ask you your favorite Harry Potter book. Since I was a kid, it was Azkaban, so I just naturally say Prisoner of Azkaban. I'm like, I
Azkaban,
should
yeah.
really reread them and see if that's still true.
It depends on my schmood and it depends on my little mental state. Like if I'm having a mentee bee, it's gonna be like Goblet of Fire. If I'm like happy and like have a crush on someone or I'm doing good, it's Half-Blood. But like it really depends on the vibe. And then movie really depends on the vibe, like what I want, what
3 is
this
never my favorite movie, and I think it's because I have such strong opinions of book
because you loved
3.
the book so much, right? I
I
will
think that's why,
say,
because everyone's always like Azkaban. I'm like, I can't say that, and I think it's because for the longest time, book 3, because like I know everyone, there's all these serious girls. I loved Lupin.
oh yeah,
Like he
Lupin's
was one of my
fabulous.
favorites, and
Hmm.
like book 3 was always so big for me that I could never truly
Get behind
appreciate movie
movie
3
three. I get that. I get that.
because it wasn't the same.
I think
And that's when I
Alfonso
learned to look at
Cuarón
movies and books differently.
differently. I think I love Alfonso Cuarón's take of the overall aesthetic of Hogwarts.
Yes.
And it makes me really sad that that wasn't carried throughout. He made so many changes from Chris Columbus's adaptation of what like it the world feels so much more lived in Azkaban. And it does hurt me that he removed so much meat, especially from the Marauders. And just like that movie is like truthfully and a strong, strong adaptation, like in his view. But
Yeah.
I think that like the aesthetic was really good. And that's why it feels like during like Halloween, like spooky season, I'm gonna always pick
Oh, yeah. I
Azkaban.
remember getting very annoyed at the tree being used for the changing of seasons, specifically because I was like, we could have had a deeper scene here.
Oh yeah,
Like,
right.
I
You're
remember
like, can
being
you
very
cut
like
out
vivid
the
about that. I'm like,
aesthetics?
it was for time crunch reasons. We could have got rid of the season changing tree and had it a whole new scene and known about the Mars. Like I was very
It's
like,
true. They
I
need to
got like
just
very intense. Like I had to like it. It was a big lesson for me to be like, a movie and a book is different.
right.
You can't look at them the same because you're going to be upset. So, like, if there's a movie coming out that is based off of a book and I'm going to see it and it's too close, I won't read. I won't read the book first.
You'll go
Usually,
movie
I know
first.
at far enough in advance where I will read the book, and I have a year until I have to see it.
Deal
But
with the
I
movie.
can't do it back to back because I once I've seen them, I can, but like I can't do it back to back because it really bothers me.
Oh, that's valid. What about you, Paula? What's your favorite? What's your go-to?
Oh, I'm a Order of the Phoenix girl.
Wow. Okay.
I love.
What does that tell me?
I don't know
Tells
what
me
it
you've
tells
been
me.
through a lot.
I've been around a long time, so
I have such an
It
appreciation
tells you
for
she
Order of
loves
the Phoenix.
Luna.
Oh my
I do
God.
love. I
Is she
love.
your favorite character?
She's my favorite female character. Neville is my favorite character.
We're Neville girlies over here.
We
Oh,
are Neville
excuse me.
girlies.
I was a Neville girly when I was 9 years old and I saw Matthew Lewis on my screen for the first time and I said, him, please. And this was when he was chubby and this is when he had like buck teeth and everyone was like, ew. And I was like, no, I want him. And
No, I
I was
loved him
as
in
a
the
long
book. In
game.
the book, I was like,
No, he's so
this
cute.
could be me. It was more like a relatable thing just because he was
Mm,
like clumsy and like awkward a little bit. And you're like, oh my God, I just love him.
yeah, but he becomes a man. Like
I
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, like I no, I love Neville's character arc. It's amazing. But Luna is my favorite character. Like, like so far above
If
any
Neville
other
didn't
character.
exist, if Neville didn't exist, Luna would be
She's
my
my
favorite.
girl. I have a hot take.
What's your hot take?
I think Luna and Harry should have ended up together.
Oh, that is a hot take.
It is kind of
Fair.
a rare ship, but I love their development in the books, like their relationship and how they bond in the Order of Phoenix specifically, and a little bit in Half-Blood Prince. Like, I just think is so beautiful. And I love Ginny and I love them together as well. But I thought, like, the fact that Luna just was always there for Harry in his darkest moments and was able to help him out of it and like was able to relate to him through his grief and helped him feel not as alone or not as weird. And I just thought I think they're whimsical as a couple and I really like the idea of them together.
Now, have you read any Luna and Harry
There's not
fanfics?
a lot out there, truthfully. So I've read a couple, but none that have been like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever read.
Maybe you need to write it.
Oh, yes, with all my free time, let me bust out a Luna
Let's just add it to
Harry.
our to be
Yeah.
done for list of
Yeah.
projects.
Maybe one day, maybe one day. Maybe I'll collab on it with Jenny because she can actually write beautifully and her fanfics are amazing. Jenny, if you're listening to this, put that on your
Yes.
list. With all her free time as well. But I do love a Dramini fic. I am, basic in that way. Sorry, you can bleep me. But also I love listen, we
Just
need to
want to
do
say
it.
that I have not cussed during
You
this
haven't.
podcast.
You haven't, and Danny and I have. Okay,
I'm so proud
wow.
of you.
I'll
I
be
know. I
good.
feel
I'll be
I'm the grown
good.
up today.
Chloe, what are you
Um,
currently reading?
ooh, I'm rereading Throne of Glass.
That's acceptable.
I
Paula does not understand us people that do rereads.
And I think it is because I'm new and there's so much stuff out there
mhm.
that I cannot reread. Now, I've re-listened to A Court of Mist and Fury an insane amount of times. Like
Is that your fave?
it is. I'm a Resand
Chapter
girly.
54.
Oh
Chapter
wow.
54, not 55.
Chapter 54.
Yes, when he like tells her everything and it connects like
Oh, you're such
everything
a
that
lover
happened.
girl.
I am. Look. I have Valaris on my
Oh my
wrist.
God,
It's
that's
upside down
so
here, but
cute. No, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the vision.
yeah.
Oh my God, that's so
But
gorge.
yeah, I'm a Resand girly. That's
I
my
get
main.
it. I get it. I'm aboard the Cassian trade. Like, let me ride that ride. I'm a big fan. Yeah, he's my everything. I also like Azrael. I don't know, like I think this next book, I think ACOTAR 6, right? We're on ACOTAR 6. I think
Supposedly, there's going to be an announcement on the
Rumor.
20th.
We get that
that
rumor every
has been
year.
happening. I know. I'm like, I'm so sick of this teasing, this
It
like,
better not be another special edition.
the last one was not cute. But
I
that's
don't mind the
anti.
special edition thing, like, but I feel like for me, I
Fourth
would
Wing's
prefer to
gone too
buy a
far.
special. Huh?
That Fourth Wing's gone too far with all the special
Oh
editions.
my God.
Yes, way too
Anyways.
far. Way
But
too far.
like, I
That's
don't
my
mind the
hot
special
take.
edition, but I feel like a special edition when the series is complete is
It
great.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
100%. I actually think she should have done a Throne of Glass special edition first, just because it is completed and those books have been out for a really long time, so it makes sense to do a special edition. But ACOTAR, I think, is her most popular series by
Yeah.
a lot. So it makes sense for her to do that, but it does feel a little like
Money grabby.
capitalist Barbie. Yeah. But
My problem with it is she did a gorgeous book one special edition with
The one
Barnes.
in the box. This
Beautiful. They haven't made another one. It was just book one, and it's stunning. And I'm so annoyed because I
but it
bought that
sucks that
one
you can't complete it.
with the expectation. Thankfully, it's just book one and not like book three or
Mhm.
something. But I'm just like, I'm waiting for the rest of that books because they are stunning.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's what they're going to announce on March 20th.
But I think ACOTAR 6 is going to be very Azrael heavy because we've had the Cassian book. Obviously, we had
Who
the
do you think
Rhysand books.
Azrael should be with?
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my God, I literally everyone like this is like the debate and like everyone has such strong feelings.
I know that she's thinking like,
I know I haven't thought about it too hard. I think it is Gwen for me, but
I love Gwen, but I think it's gonna be Elaine.
I do too, and I do love their relationship and the moments that we have had in A Court of Silver Flames. Like I loved the moments that we had between the two of them. I'd be happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have that strong of a like opinion on this. I do think I'd be happy either way because I know that Sarah J. Maas is gonna like kill the lead up. I do think he's going to be the spiciest by a lot.
Oh yeah,
And I
for
think
sure.
that makes more sense with Gwen, truthfully, because of what Gwen has been through and like what Gwen has talked about. But I think she has to be really careful about exploring that and like what that means and how spiciness. I'm trying to be PG-13, but how spiciness is aligned with our trauma and what that means for both of them.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how she's going to unpack that because she's like hinted at it. So we'll see. But I really want to see Azrael. I think I might like him more than Cassian, but I haven't seen him enough to know.
That's how I am. I feel that
Mhm.
way.
Yeah. Because there's some people that are diehard Azrael, and I'm like, that's great. I just like don't know
I don't
him as
know
well.
enough.
Yeah.
I need more.
I think yeah, we don't know
What
enough,
court
but I
would you
love
guys be on?
Cassian's very like teddy bearish. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I just feel
mean,
like he's so
hard,
nice.
except well, he's like hard when he needs to be, but and serious when he needs to be, but like so cuddly when he's not, and that's like my type. What court are you guys in? Like if you had to pick a court, you're gonna say night court.
Duh. It's the only place I'm going.
What's hard about this is like everyone says night court,
Yeah, I think, but
but
I mean, in reality, autumn court would be more my vibe, right? Because I love
Okay.
fall, whatever. But I don't want to be anywhere if Rhysand's not there. I'm gonna be honest.
No, that's so go
if you
off.
take out the characters and are just choosing courts, for me, it's still going to be night court because I am such a space nerd. Like half my stuff around me is just like covered in like galaxy and like
Yeah.
the
No,
colors and the
I love
tones. And
it.
I'm also an art kid. So the fact that they like love the arts, like, and I hate, it's like when people are like, oh, you're Gryffindor because that's what Harry's in. Like that's how night court feels now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
like, but it's the
No, but
truth.
if
Like
you have
if
a
you look at
strong
my
argument,
aesthetic, I am night court.
I think if you have a strong argument, then it's
Yeah.
valid. It's super valid. I
My color palette, which is very
night
specific.
court.
My
I
color
think,
palette is 2025 Conquest Journal
yeah,
Sketchbook
like that
oh my
planner.
teal,
This
dark
God,
this is
blue.
literally
very
my color
night
palette.
court. Very night court. It's
Like
gorgeous though.
it is. I was
So,
like,
what
oh,
about you, Chloe?
I kind of debate between summer court and dawn court, which we don't know a lot about,
I think
but
that's part of the problem too. We don't have all the
yeah,
information yet.
right. Summer is my season. Like I am her in summer. Like
I am her.
I like come into like my truest form in summer. But I do wake up really early and I love the sunrise and I love dawn and like I love the promise of like the promise of a new day. And I think about that a lot. So I think that those are the two courts that I probably would lean towards. Um, can I bring Cassian with me though?
Sure, why not?
As long as you're not in
Okay.
spring court, you're fine. You can bring
I
Cassian.
love spring. I love spring, but
Yeah,
you're
but
right,
remember
Me
Wendy.
his
He's
too.
allergies.
allergic. I was like,
I'm
yeah, you're
allergic to
right.
spring, yeah. Do I get to kidnap Rune over?
Oh, you're a rune girly.
I like Rune.
You know what? I never answered your question about Throne of Glass, which is
No,
so funny.
We never
I
got
know. I was like, she didn't answer me.
I think I would pick probably Dorian. Probably.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I love Fenris like so
Oh,
much. He means a lot to me. I love Galadriel. Not Galadriel, hello.
wrong series.
Wait, how do
Gabrielle.
Gavriel? I'm like, why is that?
Oh,
Galadriel is a
Gabrielle.
different
That
person.
broke me too.
Yeah, yes. But I think probably Dorian at the end of the day, just because,
I'm a Lorcan girly.
wow, dark too. Okay, Order of the Phoenix,
The minute he
Lorcan.
cut up his shirt, I was in.
You were done.
I was in. I was
You
like, that is it.
you were like,
Paula is
okay,
in for the
women's health.
emotional impact.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
I'm a
get
very
it.
much what is it, like gestures, right?
Hmm.
So like when Farah was,
Hmm.
when she was in that deal, the bargain with Rhysand,
Yeah.
and she didn't want to Danny's laughing, but this is like my whole reason for loving him is that
This is the hill she will die on.
he gave Farah pants, and I was like, yes, because she was like miserable in all those like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
clothes over there in the spring court, and when she went there, he had like clothes laid out for her, and it was pants,
Hmm.
and
I
she was
know it's
so
true.
happy
It's the
about them, and
little
it's
things.
so small,
Yeah.
but it's things like that.
You're a
Like
little
even though
things
I'm not a
girly.
huge Fourth Wing person, in Fourth Wing,
Hmm.
when Xaden had those like special daggers made for Violet, I was like, oh, it's those things like that. So when Lorcan cut up his shirt for
No,
my
that's
girl
valid.
Elite, I was like,
It's
I
so
love you.
valid. It's so valid. I see. I'm picking up what you're putting down for sure. What about you, Danny? Who in Throne of Glass?
It may also be Dorian, but I like Manon.
Yeah, well, she's fabulous. She's so fabulous.
She's
I think like Manon is one of my favorite character arcs for sure, like of all time. She's just so much, it's so beautiful to read her story. I love Dorian because he loved Selena and loved Aelin and loved both versions of her with
He was very, we
no
listen and we don't
reservations.
judge.
yeah.
Yeah, he was very we listen and we don't judge and he was like what like I see he saw her. And I think that he's oh my God, he's so powerful, which is so hot, obviously. Hello.
At the end of the day, this is about magic.
At the end of the day, he's
When
so
you make
powerful.
it to Orlando to go to Epic Universe, we have a bookstore for you.
Yes, the new romantics.
Oh yeah, I love a
Romance only.
romance
Orlando's
bookstore.
only romance
The
only
romance
bookstore.
bookstore,
I
yeah.
love a romance bookstore. I love a romance bookstore. I will seek it out when I go travel. And I like travel quite a bit. So I'm like looking, I'm like, where's the romance only? We have one in San Diego. So I like it. It's called Meet Cute. It's very cute.
Meet
that.
cute.
Yeah, it's called Meet Cute.
That's so cute.
I
Yeah.
like that.
The first time I went, they had a huge table of hockey romance, and I was sold after that. I was like, done.
Oh, are you a
I'm-
hockey romance girly?
I
We have a
am.
friend that is too.
Yeah.
My boyfriend is a hockey coach, and he used to play
Oh,
hockey like at a very high level. And I think that part of the reason I started talking to him is because of that. Because when I met him, I was deep in hockey romance. And he was like, well, yeah, I'm a hockey coach. And I was like, done,
Does
sold.
he know
Sold.
this?
He does.
No,
He does.
he knows
Aiden,
now.
he's listening for sure. No, he knows. He knows. Obviously, I love a lot of things about him, but that's what like got me in initially. And he's reading Icebreaker. He's almost done. So
Oh, okay. I
I
have only read I read the third book, which was
Daydreamer.
Daydream. Oh, it was so cute.
It's so cute.
But when I started it, I didn't realize that it was like
They're all connected.
they're all connected.
But
Like
also,
they're
like, it's okay if you read it a little out of order. You do know who gets together if you read the
yes.
third one, but their stories are all really cute. And I love when romance authors do that. Like, I'm reading this cowboy smut
Abby
series.
Jimenez.
Yes. Yes, she's amazing.
She's my new Allie Hazelwood. I don't know.
Wait, did you read Deep End? Did both of you all read Deep
I
End?
read Deep End, yeah.
So
I
here's the thing.
gobbled that book up. Go ahead.
Here's the thing about me.
She's a mood reader.
Paula is romantasy. I'm
Okay.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Me,
So
I need a little love.
No,
I
that's
want
so
world
valid.
building. I want to dive deep
If I'm
into the
reading a
world.
fantasy book, I'd be like, one of these people. Let me tell you, it was hard for me to get that first Crescent City book. I was like, when do they kiss? I'm halfway through this book. The vibes are here.
Not the when do we kiss. Oh my God. I agree with you. I think that like for me, I do need a little, but I'm
It
okay
doesn't
with the
have to
slow
be
burn.
like down and dirty. We don't have to like
You need a little like playing
just
with
like
the
it could be like a
hair.
small kiss. Nothing. It doesn't even have to be with tongue. I need something,
Valid. So valid.
just and I thought I liked the slow burn, but I don't think that's true anymore either.
Oh
Paula likes a
damn.
medium burn.
I need like a medium.
How slow we talking? Like there's like Percy Annabeth slow burn. They're children, so obviously it's necessary. But like 6 books, I'm like too slow.
No, that's too
Slow.
slow. Look, even I think Crescent City, the Bryce and Hunt was a little
Yeah.
slow for me. I was like, the signs are there. I was like, what?
It's valid. It's valid. I think like if the world building is good enough, I don't need the romance. But this is a hot take. Don't fillet me, don't skewer me, listeners. I think sometimes with romantasy, because there's a big focus on the romance, the world building isn't good enough to not have it. So I think it's like, they kind of feed off each other, right? But like if the world building is good enough, like Lord of the Rings, where there isn't so much romance, I'm all in. But even like
But
just
we all want more
fantasy,
Arwen and Aragon.
yes, but also like my girl Eowyn.
That too.
Yeah, well, the book is so different. Like because I started with the movies, I kind of was like, Aragon and Eowyn should be together because based on the movies, you don't see any Arwen in him.
I know.
And you're like, wow, they really get each other.
I'm a
So
Legolas girly.
valid. Oh, so you like blonde men? Interesting.
Not really.
Only
So
Legolas.
our last episode, we went into the blonde. No, it was with my pensive memories, Rachel. We had a discussion on our feelings of blonde men, and it's
I
just
don't
not.
really think they should exist. Like that's kind of a blanket statement.
They're two golden
I
retrievers.
want everybody to know that Chloe's blonde.
Yes, I am blonde, and I think it's for girls. I think blonde is for girls. I don't think
You,
like I don't see like a platinum blonde man on the street and I'm thinking, yeah, sign me up. And I'm sure other women do, but like blonde is for girls. And if you show me a fantasy book and the male lead is blonde, I'm gonna have a harder time.
you know
And
what
that's the
happened to me
reality.
in
What?
fourth wing when I was reading, right? I,
My one exception to this rule is in fourth wing, but go ahead.
yes,
Yeah.
I fell in love with Liam,
Yeah,
right? I
he's
was like,
perfect.
Liam. And at one point I read it, I was like, did I miss this earlier in the book? He's blonde?
I know you get over it. You get over it because
You
he's
get
so
over it
great.
because he's
That's
just
how
so
you
great.
write. That's how you write blonde men. They have to be perfect. They have to be perfect.
And
Otherwise,
Yeah.
like Tamlin, no. I can't
no,
like
exactly.
when I
You
picture
know who
Tamlin, I
in
also
the
picture him
first
with like
book?
my hair. So that's like,
Yeah, in the first book, the my grab in Akatar was Lucian. This
oh,
redhead? Oh, I was like,
yes.
hello, sir.
Lucian is, I would have picked Lucian, absolutely. And I also would have picked Liam. Maybe a hot take, but
Yeah. But he
that's my
was
truth.
written perfectly. So
Yeah.
I was like, but when I read like his description, I was like, how did I not notice that this guy was blonde? I was like,
Because he's
what?
that
And I
great.
think
It's
it's like
like
when
sandy blonde. It's like dirty blonde. It's
it's
fine.
dirty blonde, it's different.
With Legolas, and my friend kind of put it the best way when we were younger. Right after we saw the movie, he goes, "You know, if you ever fought in a war, it'd be bow and arrows." And I'm like, I think bow and arrows are my thing.
Hmm.
Like
I
Hawkeye's one
do
of my favorite
archery.
superheroes.
Okay, he's
I love
hot.
the Green Arrow. Like I
Mhm.
really think it's a bow and
Okay.
arrow
So
situation.
He's
so you have a
also
type.
pretty perfect, though. Legolas is also pretty perfect, like grand scheme of things. And
I also am very like I love like the Elven.
yeah, me too.
That's my
Me
thing.
too.
So Chloe, I
Yes.
forgot. Remind us where we can find you on all the things.
Yeah, so I'm at Chloe Laverson on everything on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, which is where I post primarily. But I'm also on podcasts all the time talking about Harry Potter and my love for fandom, like this one. Thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate you. And I will also be at Enchanticon. Oh gosh, what are the dates? August 15th through 17th. Use my code Chloe15 for 15% off. And we will all be there rocking our
Yeah.
cosplays, creating content, having the best time, and everyone should come.
Yeah, and as soon as we have schedules for your panels and our panels, we'll make sure to shout those out on the podcast page at Creating Magic Podcast so everyone can join us.
Yes.
Woo!
Maybe we'll work on some things together.
Yes, I
Yes.
would love that.
So until next time,
Keep
keep
creating.
creating.
Now, if you two don't mind, I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed, or worse, expelled.